I know sometimes you look at people and you wonder why some people stay in toxic relationships and the relationships that is not conducive for them. The main reason of that is a lot of people are afraid to start over. A lot of people are afraid to end a toxic relationship, and they're afraid of being alone. They're afraid of, some people are afraid of starting a new career. Like, there's some people that are in jobs and they're not happy, they're not fulfilled, and they want to do something different, but they're afraid, they have the fear of launching out into an unknown territory. And trust me, I've been there. It is scary. It really is scary. I had the fear of leaving a big place like New York and going to a small town. I really, I had my fears. I really had my fears. I didn't want to go, but I'm so thankful to God that I made that move because I learned in the situation that I can adapt to change and I can adapt to a new environment. I've made new friends, thank God. I'm in an area where I have relatives. I don't deal with all of my relatives because it's really too many to deal with. But, I'm in a new environment where I've had to adapt to new people. And it wasn't easy. It was very, very difficult at first. But I thank God that I was able to adapt. And see, what happens is that when you change, it causes you to grow and to mature. You understand what I'm saying? I really admire foreigners who come from other countries and come here and start a new life. They have to learn to speak English. They have to learn a new culture, and it's not easy, it would have been easy for them to stay back there in their country and stay among their family, but they got out of the familiar and they went into a new territory. When you look in the Bible, in the book of Joshua, remember, no, not in the book of Joshua, I'm sorry. When you look in the book of Exodus, remember the Israelites were enslaved in Egypt. And Moses was raised up by God to get them out of Egypt and to get them into the promised land. Now, as they were journeying to the promised land, they got scared and they wanted to go back to a familiar place. They wanted to go back to bondage. They literally did. And I was like, that was crazy. Like, why would they want to go back to being enslaved and being whipped by the Egyptians? You know why? Because it was familiar and it was comfortable. See, it's easy to be comfortable. It's easy to stay in your comfort. And it's hard to launch out into an unknown depth. Don't be afraid to launch into a new territory because that's where your blessing is going to come.